Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. So this is pretty much like a game review type video. I wanted to do this for a while, like a couple of weeks, I'd say. Um, so I believe last month they released Football Manager 2021 onto Xbox Games Pass. It had been on Games Pass for PC for several months, I believe last year. Um, but yeah, then they finally put it on Xbox. And I wanted to give it a go for a while. I've been watching like streams of Football Manager from like Cultaholic. Um, and yeah, like it looked interesting. Like it's one of those weird things where it's like it's a game you don't really play. It's more like a simulation type game. But like I said, it was very interesting because obviously I'm a fan of football, and like it was fun to finally give it a go. I think this might be a one and done type thing. I'm not going to be like investing in every year because I just don't think I have the like to spend like 50, £60 on a game like that. You would kind of want to play a bit more. But yeah, I'd like to say like for the time I played it, I had a lot of fun with it. It was fun to experiment with different teams. Um, like essentially, it is like playing the role of the manager. You basically sort out your staff, you scout for players. Like you don't get control over playing the game, like the actual matches. You just set up certain tactics and hope that the players do well to it. Um, but yeah, like it was fun to like do certain things in it. Like there were certain objectives which give you like little benefits that you could use in game. So for example, um, if you signed 25 players that needed a work permit, then you can unlock the whole no work permits things. Then you can sign players from anywhere without having to worry about spending a certain fee. Um, there was like no loan restrictions for having a loan player do really well at your club. I believe like the no transfer one was for signing a certain amount of players. So basically, you can have like no transfer window, so you can just sign players whenever you want. Um, I believe there was one for. I'm trying to think what it was now. Um, you get like if you're at a team for 10 years, you get the like if you manage the same team for 10 years, they give you the ability to create your own son, which is weird. But then if you have a player at that team retire after 10 years under you, then you can then put him into the squad. You get there's like certain challenges which are quite nice. So one of them's like injury crisis. So you start off with the majority of players being injured. The level of severity is very different. There's the youth challenge where you have to play six youth players in your squad at all times. Um, there is a financial storm where you have to recover some of the wages because basically your team is essentially in debt. So you have to basically sell players to try and fix the wage gap, try and convince players to work on a lower wage. There's like the underdog story. So you basically have to be like a lower team and then try and get them to win or like outperform when they should. I believe one is like saving them from relegation. Easiest thing to do is just pick a big team and they'll sort it out for you. Um, but yeah, like I said, like a lot of the challenges they're a lot of fun to do. It was always fun to experiment with different teams and see which players go where. I like my biggest one was being Barcelona for 20 years because that's an achievement for staying at the same club for 20 years. Um, like it's just interesting to see which players you can get and who would follow where. Like a majority of the Premier League players would then move to La Liga. It's fun to see like what other teams signed who. For example, um, like I had like three separate playthroughs, and for some reason Leicester kept signing Maitland-Niles from Arsenal for I guess West Brom now. But yeah, they kept like signing from Arsenal. Ricardo Pereira went across like four different teams. I think Kasper Schmeichel became like a coach at some point. I had Dennis Bergkamp as my assistant coach at Barcelona. But yeah, like it was just a lot of fun just to see what had happened, especially over the years, and who had become like one of the best players ever. Like Sancho went from like being a 5-star player to just an average 3-star player. You get to a point where like almost every player is about 5 stars because it's like the whole golden generation thing. But yeah, like I said, I had a lot of fun with Football Manager 2021. Whether I get 2022, might do the same as this. If it comes on Games Pass, I'll play it then. I don't really want to pay a certain amount of money for it. But yeah, like I'd say it's definitely for the simulation type people. Like I'm not normally a massive fan of simulators, but because it was like football based, I was sort of fine with it. And like I said, I wanted to give it a go and see what it was like, and I had fun with it for what I played. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun to like just experiment in the different leagues and see what happens. Yeah, so that's going to be my quick review of Football Manager 2021. It's not like a massive in-depth thing. I'm not great when it comes to in-depth stuff. I just wanted to give a quick review on what I thought of the game, of my experience of playing it. I think I've been playing it for like 2 or 3 weeks. But it takes a while to finish, but it was a lot of fun to play through it and just see what stuff happens. But yes, thank you very much for watching this game review, and I shall hopefully see you in the next one.